Well, David Swindle is a consultant, independent reviewer and crime expert. He's been working with the Maxwell family to review Kirsty's case and joins me now. David, you've looked at the evidence yourself. What do you think happened to Kirsty?
Well, that's the problem. We don't really know what's happened to Kirsty. There's been so much speculation, and some of it has been very unhelpful. And watching Brian there speaking, and he had the report that I have done, that is a dossier of what our findings are. And our findings are that there's lots of avenues that have not been done. And now we're in a stage, and today was the first time that we've actually gone public and said there are particular lines that need to be followed. And we're hoping that that keeps it open. But if the judge decides to close it, that's not the end, because this is about the truth.
Well, the family say they're frustrated that this investigation hasn't been handled properly. Do you share that assessment?
There's a lot of issues that I have established about that investigation, and it's the initial management of it, how the police dealt with it at the time. There's a lot of big issues that we'll be publishing eventually with this, but just now what we want to focus on is the information that we put out today about people that were nearby speaking about it, about unidentified. The police have not interviewed everyone that stayed in those apartments. They've not interviewed people that stayed in a hotel that overlooked it. And the power of social media, this is how we're reaching that. Sadly, that a family has to resort to using someone like me and going out there and using the media and social media. It's not the first time this has happened. There's 77 British people get murdered abroad every year.
And do you think the police in Spain or in other countries aren't taking these crimes seriously, aren't investigating them properly?
This should be about the victims. They should be getting the best service ever. I mean, it's the worst thing that can ever happen. I would expect a real high standard of investigation. With the Craig Mallon case, that wasn't the situation. 5 years on, the family are still looking for answers. We've published CCTV images of main guys that were there. But the police have a different legal system. And that legal system there is judge-led. So what we have now are the police telling the family that they finished their investigations that weekend. So they don't do anything until they're directed by the judge. So what Brian was speaking about in that bulletin there was about the fact that we've identified lines of inquiry, but how do we get it there? So we're going and we're launching this social media appeal. One post we put on there reached 1.8 million people. And, you know, it's...
So if there are all these lines of inquiry that haven't been followed, why would the judge close the case? Surely there is optimism to be had if these lines of inquiry are still available.
The problem is, as I found with Craig Mallon case, they will just say that it has to be direct evidence that says that's the person that did it. They don't look at the circumstantial and the holistic approach to everything round about it. And for me, as a former senior investigating officer in the police, it's very frustrating. But the family, you saw that, they are frustrated with it, but I still hope that they try their very best for this.
And are you hopeful that there will be a successful resolution to this case?
I don't know. I'm sad that I don't know, because I'm concerned that there were irretrievable shortcomings at the start. And the Craig Mallon, he was killed 5 years ago in Lloret de Mar. There were irretrievable shortcomings in that investigation.
Okay.
And it's about the truth and looking after families. And that is not happening in these cases where people are killed in Spain.
Okay, well, that's all we have time for, but thank you so much. David Swindle, consultant, independent reviewer and crime expert.